All right, so let's break down this shocker. The Charlotte Hornets taking down LeBron and the LA Lakers. Like, seriously, who saw that coming? We're going to dive deep into this game analysis report and try to figure out just how the Hornets pulled off this upset. It's a fascinating story, especially when you consider this surprise breakout performance that totally shifted the game's momentum. But let's start with the first half. It felt like a classic Lakers home game. You know, all the energy, the excitement, and they came out firing on all cylinders. LeBron was in vintage form early on, dropping 15 points, grabbing 5 rebounds, dishing out 4 assists, leading the charge like he always does. Their defense was stifling, too, holding the Hornets to just 42% shooting. And Luka Doncic, their newest addition, he was making his presence felt right away. 12.6 assists in the first half. At halftime, the Lakers had a comfortable 10-point lead, and it seemed like they were just cruising towards another win.
Yeah, a 10-point lead at halfway, it's more than just a number, It's a real psychological advantage. Statistically, teams with that kind of lead at the half in the NBA, they tend to win if, the momentum is already on their side, and it's tough for the other team to turn things around.
Right. You'd think it'd be smooth sailing for the Lakers from there, but the Hornets, they had a different script in mind. The third quarter, that's where things got really interesting. Miles Bridges, he just exploded, scoring 18 points in that quarter alone, and his aggressive play style, that was the key. He wasn't settling for threes. He was attacking the basket relentlessly, using his speed to blow past defenders and finish strong at the rim.
Yeah, Bridges, he really took advantage of the Lakers' defensive weaknesses. They seemed completely unprepared for his combination of speed and strength. There was this one play where he just drove right past 2 defenders for an and one that really showed how dominant he was in that quarter. The Lakers, they simply had no answer for him.
And we can't forget about LaMelo Ball. He was orchestrating the Hornets' offense. Like a true maestro, he ended up with 27 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds, constantly penetrating the Lakers' defense and setting up his teammates for easy baskets.
Oh, it was a clinic in playmaking. Ball's ability to draw defenders in and then find the open man. That's what really fueled the Hornets' comeback, the Lakers' defense, which looked so solid in the first half, it started to unravel.
The fourth quarter, now that was a nail-biter. The lead changed hands multiple times. Both teams were fighting tooth and nail for every possession. The Lakers' defense, it still seemed out of sync. And the Hornets, they just kept finding ways to score. Even LeBron, who was still putting up decent numbers, he missed 2 big shots in the final minute that could have tied the game. And then, with just 20 seconds left on the clock, Miles Bridges, he hits the game-winning shot. The crowd went wild. The Hornets bench erupted. It was a true clutch moment. The Lakers, they had one last chance to tie it, but Austin Reeves missed a 3-pointer as the buzzer sounded. And the Hornets, they pulled off the upset.
It wasn't just about individual performances, though. They showed incredible resilience as a team, coming back from a double-digit deficit against a team loaded with stars, the Hornets. They proved that with determination and a well-executed game plan. Even the underdogs can have their day.
Absolutely. And speaking of star power, LeBron still had a great game despite the loss. He finished with 26 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. He's always been known for showing up in big games. But what did you make of Luka Doncic's performance? He's still adjusting to his role with the Lakers. But, he had some pretty impressive moments out there, finishing with 18 points and 8 assists.
Doncic is incredibly talented, and you can definitely see the potential for a dynamic duo with him and LeBron. But I don't know, there were times when it felt like they were kind of stepping on each other's toes a little bit, both wanting to control the offense. It really raises an interesting question, though. Can 2 ball-dominant players like LeBron and Doncic truly coexist and thrive in the same system?
That's a really good point. It'll be fascinating to see how their roles and their chemistry develop throughout the season. I mean, adding a player like Doncic, that's a huge move, but it's going to take time for them to find that balance.
Right. And historically, LeBron has really excelled when he's surrounded by shooters, guys who can space the floor, not necessarily another primary ball handler. So it'll be interesting to see how Coach Ham adjusts his offensive schemes to try to accommodate both of their strengths.
Speaking of adjustments, let's talk about the Lakers' defense, or maybe the lack thereof in the second half. They were dominant early on, but the Hornets completely flipped the script after halftime.
Well, the Hornets' offensive explosion, especially Bridges' performance, it really exposed some weaknesses in the Lakers' defensive strategy. They seemed to rely too much on their individual talent, rather than playing cohesive team defense. And the Hornets, they capitalized on that with their ball movement and their off-ball screens.
Yeah, it almost felt like the Lakers were caught off guard by the Hornets' intensity and their adjustments. They struggled to communicate and rotate effectively, which led to open shots and easy baskets for the Hornets.
Exactly. It's a good reminder that even with stars like LeBron and Doncic, consistent team defense is absolutely crucial for winning in the NBA. Individual brilliance, it can only take you so far. You need that collective effort and communication, especially against a well-coached team like the Hornets.
This loss was definitely a wake-up call for the Lakers, but let's give credit where credit is due. The Hornets played incredible basketball, and this win could be a major turning point for them.
Absolutely. This game really showcased the Hornets' potential. They have a young and exciting core led by Ball and Bridges, and if they can build on this performance and maintain this level of intensity and execution, they could be a serious threat in the Eastern Conference.
We tend to focus on the big market teams, but the Hornets proved that they deserve to be in the conversation. This win could be the spark they need to ignite their season and establish themselves as a real contender.
I agree. It's a testament to their coaching staff and to the players' belief in themselves. They came into this game with a clear game plan, executed it brilliantly, and they didn't back down against a team that's considered a championship favorite.
It just goes to show you how unpredictable the NBA can be. On any given night, any team can step up and pull off an upset.
And that's what makes the league so captivating. We saw a clash of styles, unexpected heroes, and a dramatic finish that kept us all on the edge of our seats. That's the beauty of basketball. It's a constant evolution of talent, strategy, and those intangible moments that can shift the momentum of a game.
So for all you NBA fans out there, what should you be watching for as the season goes on?
Well, keep an eye on the LeBron Doncic partnership. Will they find that balance? Will they become the dominant force that everyone expects them to be? Or will their individual styles clash? It's a storyline that's going to unfold throughout the season.
And what about the Hornets? Can they keep this up and actually make a run for the playoffs?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? This win could be a turning point for them, like a sign that they're ready to take that next step. But they got to prove it wasn't just a fluke. Can they keep playing with this intensity and execute like this against other top teams?
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how they handle the Predator now. They've been kind of under the radar, but this win puts a target on their backs. Team's going to be coming at them hard now.
It's a real test of their maturity and how they handle expectations. It's easy to get caught up in a big win, but the real test is how they respond when things get tough.
This game was also a great reminder of how important coaching is in the NBA. The Hornets coaches made some really smart adjustments throughout the game, especially on defense. Was there anything about their strategy that really stood out to you?
Their game plan against LeBron was impressive. They didn't fall into the trap of double-teaming him all the time, which is what most teams do. Instead, they focused on forcing him to his left and taking away his passing lanes. It really disrupted the Lakers' offense and forced other guys to make plays, which they just couldn't do consistently.
It felt like the Hornets coaches really did their homework and came in with a plan to shut down the Lakers' strengths. It shows you just how much preparation and strategy goes into every game in the NBA.
Oh, absolutely. It's like a chess match between the coaches, constantly adapting and making adjustments. The Hornets coaches deserve a ton of credit for outsmarting a veteran coach like Darvin Ham.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, here's something I think is worth thinking about. We've talked a lot about the stats and the individual performances and the coaching, but this game also showed how important something else is: belief.
You're absolutely right. The Hornets came into this game believing they could win even against a powerhouse like the Lakers. You could see it in their energy and how they played. They never backed down. Belief is contagious, and it can be incredibly powerful in sports.
It was that underdog mentality, that never-give-up attitude that helped them pull off the upset. And that's what makes sports so exciting. It's not always about who has the best players on paper. It's about who wants it more, who's willing to fight harder, and who truly believes they can achieve the impossible.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And that's what we'll be watching for as the season continues. Will the Hornets keep believing and exceeding expectations? Will the Lakers learn from this loss and get back to their winning ways? The beauty of the NBA is that we get to see these stories unfold, these battles of skill and will, week after week.
Well said. We've just scratched the surface with this deep dive, and there are so many more incredible stories out there waiting to be explored. Until next time, keep watching, keep learning, and most importantly, keep believing.